Hi guys. Okay, so I'm going to do a brief overview of your syllabus. I'm not going to do it all because I do expect you to read it. I really suggest that you read my syllabus carefully and closely because so many questions I get and misunderstandings or things that don't feel clear come from not really having read the syllabus because so much of it is there. But I'll go through this briefly just to point out some things. Plus, you have to take your syllabus quiz, which will hopefully encourage you to read it, and then also make sure that you read it and maybe see some other things to read. Anyway, all right, here we go. So all of this first stuff you're going to see on a lot of different syllabi, information about getting in touch with me, my email address, which is your #1 way. Technical help, website, D2L, disability, advising, assistance, financial aid, all of these kinds of things. We do have new here a mandatory reporting safety statement. As an instructor, I now have a mandatory obligation by the college to report any specific types of information that might be shared with me. So better that you know that up front, quite honestly. I like a safe and open classroom, but at the same time, this is good awareness for your part. I am required to report to the appropriate college officials any allegations of discrimination or harassment. Sexual misconduct and abuse go into those things. So just be aware. So information about the book. Yes, requires the 9th edition of the Developing Person Through the Lifespan, the Berger book. If you have the 8th edition, you're probably going to be just fine, but realize it's missing, it's about 150 pages different. So there will be information that you won't have or might be updated or something like that. So that's your choice, and be aware. Important dates, non-attendance, those 3 things that are under content in the first week, please finish them. They're also in the syllabus, spelled out for you by February 20, well, I have earlier due dates, but better to get them done in the first week and not have to worry about it. Drop date with a refund, February 21st. I would never say, tell a student I'd prefer them drop than be in my class. But at the same time, you know your life and you know your limits. And so please make the smart choices for yourself. I can't make those. Be aware of those 3 attendance requirements. We'll go through that. Okay, please read this. When writing papers, you must paraphrase. You'll have papers in here. Paraphrasing means use your own words. You can't just write something word for word from another source and cite it and think that's okay. It's still plagiarism. You're using their words. You're citing the fact that you've used their idea, their information, their research, what they've discovered, the data that they have. That's what you cite in a paper, not the words. So you still need to take that information and put it in your own words. And so please no word-for-word copying of any kind. Only if it's in quotes, and that should be used really sparingly, and only if there's no other way to say it. Don't use words you can't define. Just put things in your own words. I'd rather hear it in your own words than, and know you tried that, then see that it's been copied and pasted. That doesn't go over well. Okay. So you should take an orientation to online learning, life. I know things happen. I've tried to build in some things here that will help. But keep in mind, like all written assignments, you get a 1-week late period. You get 10 points off. From 1 day late to 7 days late, 10 points. I don't have time to figure out increments. So any time that anything is late. After a week, the folders close. So you do have a week after things are due, so please get them done. Email attachments and Dropbox assignments must be in Word or PDF formats to go into the Dropbox. It doesn't take pages, that format, and a lot of other little things that I'll get sometimes. And if I can't open it, I can't read it. Please read all of this. Netiquette, this is a lot of information, but really I need you to read. I'm not going to go through it, but very briefly here. Keep in mind, these are the Netiquette, the general etiquette guidelines for being on the internet in a community. We are humans behind these keyboards, so keep that in mind. Treat in discussions or anything that is going to be shared amongst us, just keep that in mind, as though you're with us. Watch your tone. In real life, we can see body language. We can hear tone. We can't online, so we have to be even extra special careful with our words. Know your audience. We're all adults and adult learners, educated people. So, treat everyone, no matter who they are, with respect. Please no yelling. Good discussions are meant to share and spark ideas, ignite debate, give a platform for sharing and learning. They are not meant to be a platform for attacking, offending, or general rudeness or unkindness. Please think as you write and use a tone that you would be okay receiving. And remember, all people are different and have different ideas, beliefs, backgrounds, stories, and tapestries, which I'll explain. We are all, in another screencast, we are all here to learn and grow together. Curiosity is the best stance. Curiosity. Approach everything with curiosity. Please read these on just steps to your original posts and your reply posts. Challenge yourself to see new viewpoints. Always choose the high road if you can, and seek a balance between empathy, understanding others, and agency, being empowered to be heard. For those of you who maybe aren't comfortable in speaking up in classrooms, this might be a format where you're more comfortable. I want your voice heard. I will read posts. I'm open to all views. I want all voices to feel comfortable. My first priority is a safe and comfortable environment for all of us to learn and grow. And so disagreement is okay, but outright rude or offensive statements, bullying or attacking comments, I will be immediately in touch with both parties. I will give the offended party the opportunity to respond themselves, or if they'd rather I take down the offensive post. The offending party will be given the opportunity to maybe clear up any misunderstandings or to rewrite their post. But if the same person kind of keeps doing this, please know that you will just fail the discussion component of the class. I don't expect this to be an issue, but better it's all said. I said this in the welcome video, but this is a 12-week class. I think I did. And this is typically a 15-week class in person, though I've taught it in 10. When I teach it in 10, we are together for 4 hours a week. It's 25 chapters. It's a lot of information, really condensed, and a lot of deep information. So know that this is going to be a commitment. This class is a commitment, and you need to be ready to make it. You're going to have to assume 4 hours just to ingest all the information. You could have 2 to 3 chapters a week that you're working on. And then you're going to have discussion posts, 2 a week, and assignments, quizzes, papers, things you have to do. So please just know up front, this is a commitment. Here I've broken it down by what I think should be your time commitment. You can look through that. So here's a breakdown of assignments, a brief breakdown, 3 attendance requirements. What your other exercises you will have, there's a couple of just exercises you'll have, 6 online quizzes, 1 gets dropped. You have 3, hear me, you have 3 chances to take it. 3 chances to take it with the highest grade of the 3 recorded. The lowest, and I should say 6, not 7. The lowest of the 6 will be dropped at the end of the semester. Please don't forget these, and do not hear me. Do not email me and ask me to open it because you forgot it or you just missed it. That you get 1 drop, and that's why. But also, I work out of fairness for the whole. And so I'm not going to reopen a quiz for 1 person forgetting. This is part of the whole agreement. We'll talk about the rest of these because, here's some extra credit information. And then if you keep going in my syllabus, what you'll find is I have very thorough information, this is why it's so long, about each assignment. So if you're not clear, please read through the page for that particular assignment, which you will find in here, and then if it's still not clear, ask me a question. Email me and ask me questions. But I would like to know that you've read it. You've read the syllabus. So one of the big things we have in this class, as I said in my welcome video, for me it's all about your growth and development too. Personal practices, I have a dog who might bark. He barks at people, I'll have to pause if he does. Personal practice, anyway, a big part of me, I have a whole thing in my curriculum for stress management. because I think what we're going to find as we go through the different units of this class, that stress impacts us at every age, from the time we're in the womb till the time we die. And so it's a huge part of our life. It impacts our mental, physical, cognitive, emotional well-being and health, and our well-being, our development of those things. And so I ask you to engage in strengthening, here we are. Their personal practices can be defined as rituals for well-being. They're activities done on a regular basis for the purpose of engaging in conscious development, reducing or managing stress, strengthening resiliency, heightening self-awareness, and optimizing well-being. I'm going to do an entire screencast on stress and explain this assignment. So don't worry about this assignment, this anti-stress assignment. Don't worry about it until your first post, I believe, is in week 3, but you've got to watch the screencast for it, okay? And then you can start worrying about it. Or don't worry about it. Think about it. Get involved in it. This is kind of, you're going to have to be involved because you're going to have discussion posts on it. But whether or not you do the exercises, because what you are required is you're going to choose a personal practice activity, and we'll discuss them. You're going to choose a time and place to practice. You'll spend at least 10 minutes 3 times a week in the activity. And then you're going to do 2 discussion you'll do 1 discussion post a week and 1 discussion reply a week. I give you ideas to talk about in your post and in your reply. And I give you all of the due dates here. So after you watch the stress thing, screencast, watch it, read over this, and then ask me questions if you're still confused. You will have a summary paper to write at the end of the semester. I give all the points for this as long as you do 2 pages, 2 full pages, not 1.75, 2 full pages telling me what you thought about it, what you learned, what you didn't like. I want honest answers. That's why I give all the points. So just do it, and it's a gimme. And here's some ideas for different kinds of personal practices, which I'll go over in the screencast. But meditation, journaling, prayer, yoga. If you exercise, you have to do it with no iPod. So don't do that one if that's, if that's a problem. But we'll talk about that later. Making connection worksheet. This is going to be at the end of chapter 7. And so you can prepare for that, but don't worry about it till we get there. I will be giving you movie clips to watch and questions to answer from those movie clips based on content in the text. Attachment, theory stages, working models, things that we're going to be learning about. And what you're going to do is watch the clips and connect the character in the clips to those stages. How are they going through them? You'll have very specific questions, and you will have to have the question there, and in full, complete sentences, answer the questions. You will be graded on thought, organization, and writing. I'm going to open a discussion group so you guys can bounce ideas back and forth and ask questions. Here is a very important part of your semester, lifespan reflection letters to self. You don't have tests in here. This is a really big part of the making connection thing I do. So you are going to be writing 3 letters to yourself. Yes. So from the you now, taking this class, to the you, 3 different stages in life. So in this class, you write 3 letters. At least one must be either from the 0 to 2 or early childhood unit. This is chapters 5 through 7 and 8 through 10. You have to do one of your 3 letters on one of those 2. You can do both of them and get 2 letters done, but it has to be one. I don't want you to wait till the end of the semester and do all of them late. They have to be 3 to 5 pages. 2.5 is not 3. Letters to be written from you to yourself. Your number 1 goal is to make 5 clear connections between your life and the text. So you will be taking the information, the concepts from the text, and applying it to your own development. Okay? You will use a letter type greeting. Dear little Tracy. A letter ending. Love, Tracy. Include at least 5. Each one will be given 20 points of consideration. So if you even want anything higher than an 80, you have to do 5. Between the information concept stages from the text in your life development. Use language from the text to not copy word for word. but the types of language we learn about, like attachment theory, insecure attachment, secure attachment, those types of things, to show me you understand the concepts and clearly directly link them to your experience. But these are letters. These are not scientific papers. They do need to be personal. So highlight the connection main term. You have to do 5 main connections. So for, I'll go over that in a second. These are in the Dropbox, 100 points, 20. So do you show me you understand the concept? Explain it enough that it's clear that you do. You name the concept, you explain it, and you use specific, unique details from your life. Examples, specific examples of you living out this concept or stage that you're talking about. So, for example, these are the due dates. You're not going to turn in 5. Keep that in mind. These are due dates. They're in the Dropbox, but you're only going to be turning in 3 of them. Okay? So here's an example of showing, not just telling. So I know as an adolescent, this would be from an adolescent letter. I know as an adolescent entering high school, you were caught, because I'm talking to myself, in David Elkin's imaginary audience. See how David Elkin's imaginary audience is highlighted, bolded? That means that's that bolding. So I should see 5 of these. Okay, so I know, there's a connection. Believing all eyes were always on you. Remember the day you walked down the hall wearing a new outfit, feeling self-conscious as though everyone was noticing and judging it. All that information, once you know Elkin's imaginary audience, helps to define that concept. And then the rest of it, but it's a very specific example of a moment in time showing that concept. That's what I want, okay? You're going to do that for the Making Connection paper, too. It's just going to be with a movie character and not yourself. So you're going to do that 3 times during the semester. You have a couple of mini connection papers, 1 to 2 pages, very short. This is during chapters 8 through 10, early childhood. You'll choose either A, B, or C. You will not do them all. You'll do one of these. And then this is middle childhood, chapters 11 through 13. You'll do this morality self-study. Due dates, we'll talk more about it when we get there. Weekly discussions. Each week for 11 weeks, I'll post a discussion question based on the content of one of the chapters that we're studying. You will respond with an original post by Wednesday at 4 and reply to 2 different classmates by Saturday at 8. And then read right here. You will receive an extra credit point if you post on 3 different days. So don't do it all in one day. Please be engaged, be part of the community, check back, spread it out. Questions will range from content knowledge-driven inquiries to idea, opinion, thought-provoking queries. Please just read all this. This is the primary way you interact with your classmates and have your voice heard in class. I know how to spell thoughtful, but I meant this. Please take time to write full of thought posts that reflect what you know, who you are, and the learner and human being you choose to be. I will be most impressed if I can hear that you've read the information, gone beyond the book to learn more, considered your own experience and ideas, and shared them with consideration, thought, and effort. There are due dates for original posts and reply posts. Both reply posts have to be in by this date. 300 to 500 words for original posts, 100 to 300 words for reply posts. Now, I wanted to show you this. I have done here. Week 1 starts this is Sunday of each week. This is what we're going to be studying that week. This is the reading you have to do. And these are the to-dos. This is your to-do list for that week. Yes, some weeks are incredibly filled with to-dos. But it should give you a little bit of a checklist to go down all the way to week 12. And then I have some special due dates. These are the weekly discussions again, the personal practice discussions, and the quizzes when they're open. They will close at 11:59 on this date. Okay? Well, one's down here, so don't forget that one. I don't know why it was way down there. So I'll try to fix that. All right. It's a very thorough, should be a very thorough syllabus. Please look it over, read it, watch this screencast, talk to me. And, where am I? There I am. I'll check you later.